Hello, hello! This is Sylvia Verbena. I'm here today again with...
Alice Kingston here.
Woohoo! Alrighty, so we have just finished EVO, and we finally had a chance to rest today. So this is the part one of our EVO escapades.
EVO recap.
Yeah, so this would probably just be day 0 and day 1. So yeah, so let's hop right into it.
Well, so first let's talk about what EVO is.
Oh yes. For those who don't know,
For the uninitiated, the EVO is short for evolution. EVO is the biggest fighting game tournament on the planet. It's the big one. It usually hosts 8 really big fighting games, and it just has a big tournament for each of them. Now they've been doing the thing where they have a bunch of smaller games for sub-tournaments. And EVO is just a great one because basically all you have to do to compete in EVO is just pay for, going to like you would to a convention, and then $10 for any tournament you want to jump into, and then whoever wins, you get the pod.
Yep.
But just to give you guys a scale, EVO's been going around since the early 2000s. One would even argue it's been around since the late 90s too, because it used to pretty much be in people's garage, not people's garage, but basically held in arcades. And then it just kind of snowballed into popularity, and it came into Vegas in the early 2000s, and it's been in Vegas since.
Yeah, and before that, it used to be in Cali.
Yeah. Vegas, I remember reading that it used to be at the Palms, and then it was at Mandalay Bay for a very long time. That's actually when I got to attend EVO, was 2019, and then COVID happened, and so didn't get to go to that one.
And this is my first EVO!
Yeah, 2021, didn't get to go because, again, COVID was still a thing. Went back in 2022, went in 2023, had to skip 2024, and then Your Majesty got to go to this one in 2025.
Baby's first EVO.
Yeah, so also to give you folks kind of a scale of EVO, some of the competitions for EVO literally number in the thousands.
Oh yeah. Street Fighter was 4,000 something?
4,300.
Yeah.
The next one right under that was Tekken, which, if I remember correctly, was 2,500. And then after that was Guilty Gear Strive, which was 1,500 and some change. The smallest tournament was still, if I remember correctly, just under 400 people for the smallest of the top 8.
Yeah, I think that was Samurai Showdown?
No, that was in the lesser tournaments, like the small bridge tournaments.
Oh, I see.
The smallest tournament, if I remember correctly, of the big 8, I think was Mortal Kombat 1. But yeah, so that's kind of just a small general kind of history of EVO. You could talk about stuff like, great moments in EVO, blah, 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 but we're talking about our experience through it.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with Day 0.
Day 0, the badge pickup.
Which was pretty much painless, honestly.
Oh yeah, super speedy.
All we really did was we ended up parking, where did we park? At Harrah's. And then we took the monorail over. And once we got to the monorail, we did a little bit of a hike to where the convention center was. And then we got our tickets and we were out of there. The whole thing took half an hour?
Yeah, I'd say it was pretty speedy. And at first I was like, oh man, this is a big long line, we're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah.
But no, things got moving really quickly, and we went pretty much right in the morning because we just wanted to get it done.
Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much all it was for Day 0, was just badge pickup, and then
we got our water bottle swag.
Yeah, that's kind of it for it. Now the good stuff is Day 1. Day 1, we got there bright and early.
Yep, because someone was competing.
That's right. Well, two someones were competing, actually.
That's true, but yours was the first one.
So we didn't get our schedules for when our tournaments would happen until the day beforehand?
Yeah, something like that. And it might have been available earlier, but I didn't know how to access it. But definitely the day before, I was like, oh, there's our pool time.
Yeah. So I entered into one of the smaller tournaments for Samurai Showdown. 2019 specifically. The 2019 Samurai Showdown, they call it Samurai Showdown 7 is what they call it. My tournament only had 155 people, and it was at noon. So I was just like, oh, I'd like to get there ahead of time. And then Your Majesty was feeling bold.
Nah, I did it for the experience.
She went to compete in the Street Fighter 6 tournament, and like I said earlier, that had over 4,000 competitors.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna get bodied because you have quite the legacy experience with fighting games, but for me, I'd say I only really started getting serious with fighting games about earlier this year. So I knew I was not going to get very far. But, first EVO, I did it for the experience. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, and I always tell folks, it's not about winning. It's about just being a part of the whole thing. And if you do better than you expect, hey, bully on you, good on you.
Yeah.
If you're one of the professional players and this is what you do for a living, or you go real hard in tournaments and stuff like that, then that is a chance to test your mettle.
Oh yeah, that's totally different.
But so the first thing we did as soon as we got there is we got in and they're like, all right, where is my pool? Because the way that the EVO does everything is it's a double elimination tournament. So they have pools set up where I think it's usually 16 people per pool. And
Something like that.
And then if you, it's double elimination, so you play through, and if you lose, you get knocked into losers. And if you lose in losers pool, well, it's done at that point. You're over. And so we went to find my pool, and we found it fairly quickly. And then after that, we actually had some time to walk around and get a kind of a general lay of the land first.
Yeah, kind of poke out some things, and then go back to your tournament. And would you like to talk about your tournament experience?
Sure. So, like I've said, I've been to EVO a few times. The first time I went was back in 2019, and I went to compete in Soul Calibur 6. And I didn't do very well. I pretty much was... Well, so I did win a match because someone didn't show up, so they got disqualified, so I got to go up a round. But then after that, I fought a guy, and he beat me pretty good.
He bodied you?
I didn't get bodied, but I definitely was beat, for sure. And then I got knocked to losers, and the guy that I fought in losers, we actually had to take it all the way to the final, set.
Wow.
And then he beat me.
Yeah.
Then the year after that, in 2023, I went to compete in Guilty Gear Strive, and that one, 2 people didn't show up, so I got to advance twice via DQ because 2 people did not show up.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And then the guy bodied me. Straight up, the dude bodied me. And also, to be fair, I am, big boy grappler, so I had my boy Potemkin, and the guy I was facing off against was Axel Lowe, who was a zoner, so it's a rough matchup, and I got bodied.
Yeah, you got zoned.
Yeah, exactly. Then I moved over into losers bracket, and I got bodied there too by someone who's playing Giovanna, which is the rushdown character. So I should have had somewhat of an advantage, but I got bodied there too. This year at Sam's show, I actually won my first round.
Yay! And you had no DQs.
I had no DQs. My person was there. We got a nice little friendly banter. We went into it, and I won. Pretty cleanly, actually. Then I went to my next round, and the guy that I was up against, he had his gamer tag for everything.
Yeah. Oh, also, who's your fighting main in Sam's show?
Oh, so my fighting main in Sam's show is Wanfu, who is also the big boy grappler.
Big boy grappler. Shocker.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, SNK has a weird relationship with grapplers. There's pretty much all of their fighting game franchises. There's several characters that have a command grab, but Wanfu is unique in Samurai Showdown that he has a command grab without his weapon. That is really lethal, actually. Didn't help me in this tournament. I won.
You did some good moves with him.
Yeah, but so Wanfu was my main, and so went up against the second guy who was wanted to make a name for himself.
Yeah.
He had his gamer tag on his every time he showed up, he put his gamer tag on his name. He had his gamer tag on his shirt. Didn't you say he had it on his controller too?
He had it on his backpack.
On his backpack? So this dude was trying to get his name out there, which is fine, why not?
Yeah.
And he beat me. I feel like we had some good back and forth, but he was definitely a stronger player, so
yeah,
I feel like he got me.
What was it, Iroha?
Iroha.
Yeah.
Which, I'm not a huge fan of Iroha.
You mean you don't like her big hadonkadongs?
waifu character. So yeah, I lost. Then I got moved over into losers, and in losers bracket, I actually went up against kind of an old guy that was like a big fan of the series for a long time too, and I was able to beat him actually.
Yay!
So I was like, wow, I might actually make it at the end of losers pool.
Mm-hmm.
But then I went up a guy that was like, he was a sweat lord. Because, like, as soon as I sat down next to the guy, I was like, oh.
Oh, that kind of sweat lord.
Yeah. And he beat me pretty quickly, and I was just like, oh, alright, that's fine.
Yeah.
And that was my Sam Show experience. And I still had fun with it, though. I did way better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
And one of the people that was in my pool actually made it into top 8, so...
Really?
Yeah, one of them made it into top 8, so I was not going to be winning that pool. But hey, I'm surprised I made it as far as I did.
Yeah, and even just the, part of it was because you had to compete in losers round, but the whole thing took about, an hour, and, I have zero experience with, competitive fighting games. So I was like, oh, that actually took a good chunk of time.
Yeah, and like I said, it was a good time. So after we finished my pool, then it was just like, all right, let's, go check some stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
You really wanted to check out demos there.
Yeah, because again, first convention, and unlike anime conventions, here you actually get to try out the demos. So, kind of the big demo that we did was Arc System's Marvel Token.
Which is interesting. So just again, more backstory for this one. So Marvel has had many fighting games before, but they were made by Capcom.
Mm-hmm.
And the big one is, of course, Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yep.
Those are famous ones that have been around for, my goodness, they've been
a
around
long time.
20 plus, actually, almost 30 years, I think.
No, wait, that long?
Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I think, came out on the Sega Dreamcast.
Oh, wow.
Way back in the day. So, like, Marvel vs. Capcom is, like, a thing. But then, out of nowhere, Arc System is like, oh, yeah?
We're gonna join in.
No, not join in. We have a Marvel fighting game.
Yeah.
And so everyone's just like, what? And they had a playable demo. And Marvel Tokon is a 4v4 fighting game.
Yeah.
Which it's just never been heard of before.
There's so much going on screen.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, they had a huge line for it.
Oh yeah, giant. Like,
how long we were in line?
Oh, at least an hour.
You think it was that long?
I think so. I don't know. It was pretty long.
Yeah.
But it did kind of help because I guess they also had, you could play it on Fight Stick, and I think maybe the new PlayStation Fight Stick was there.
Yeah, we didn't wait in the Fight Stick line because like that was
too long.
They basically cut the line in half. Like, hey guys, we also have pad available over here, and we jumped into the pad line.
Yeah, and plus I'm more used to controller anyway, so it worked out for me.
Yeah, it basically cut our wait time significantly.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the rumor I heard was that the Fight Stick that was available at the Tokon was like the new upcoming PlayStation 5 exclusive Fight Stick.
Yeah, we didn't get to see it, but oh well.
Yeah. But then when you got to go on Tokon, you had 15 minutes of playtime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was really cool. Like I really liked it. I'm obviously not used to this whole tag system, but kind of thing that got me to fighting games in general, like Street Fighter, for example, were the visuals. And I would, when this game eventually comes out, like I would play. I really like the visuals. How you can just kind of like, punch your opponent to the next screen. It has this kind of like comic vibe, and just all the bright, colorful, chaotic things going on screen.
Yeah, one of the things I remember the most about the game is basically you start off with, I think it's just 2 team members.
Yeah.
And the way you get more of them is you have to do basically a wall break and transition into a different screen, and that's when like another one of your party members shows up to kind of assist kind of thing.
Yeah, but it was kind of hard to figure out how to switch between people.
Mm-hmm.
That could also just be me not being used to the genre, but I struggled a little bit.
To be fair, like, I'm not super into tag fighters either.
Yeah.
So I felt it was a little unintuitive, but, like, maybe if you were more familiar with, like, Marvel vs. Capcom, or maybe, like, BB Tag, Crossfight, or something like that, or any other of tag games, Skullgirls, you might be more familiar with it, but
yeah.
It was definitely not something that was like, oh yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, but it was still really good overall. And then for anyone who was playing the game, we actually got little pins.
That's right, we did get little Tokon pins.
Yeah. And then some guy, like one of the, I don't know, devs or whatever, they asked us for a survey on, our thoughts of the game, what we really liked, anything that could be improved, and then we got another pin for it.
Yeah. What I thought was really funny too is he was a French guy, and he was just like, if you want to take some time to talk to me about the game, and we were just kind of like, okay, and he's like, I'll give you some extra pins, and
we're like, oh, you should have said that first,
right? Because like I think they had, how many pins was it? Was it 4 or 6 pins? I think it was 6 pins.
Yeah, I think they had one for all the fighters. So currently in the demo, it's Cap, Iron Man, Kamala, Storm, Doom, and Star Lord. So I think you can get one of those pins.
They pretty much had a pin for all the characters, yeah.
Yeah, and the ones that I ended up getting, I got my girl squad. I had a Kamala, Miss Marvel, and Storm.
I don't remember who I got.
You got Stony.
Who?
Stony, Steve and Tony.
Oh. I really was like, oh, Stony.
That's their ship name.
Yeah, I got Steve and Tony, yep.
Okay.
And, yeah, they gave us, like, we got a chance to kind of speak our piece about the game, too, and, I do appreciate that he was very patient, wrote it all down, and really took the time to hear what we had to say, and even after we told him, he was like, alright, let me repeat back what you said, and found a way to kind of very concisely kind of put it all together, and I was like, good for him.
Yeah, and, we were kind of in a, not a giant group, but, a little bit of a big group, and he went through all of us in a very, organized manner, kind of gave all of us time to speak, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I really appreciate the time that he took to kind of get our feedback, honestly. But just kind of our own thoughts, because I don't know if I remember everything that we all said, but one thing that you have to talk about is, of course, the visuals to the game.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a pretty game. It's Arc Systems. Arc Systems has been killing it on the visual presentation field ever since, like, in the 3D era, or the 2.5, I guess, depending on who you talk to. Honestly, since Guilty Gear Xr'd. Like, they've always just looked stunning, and, like, Strive looks great, the Dragon Ball Z Fighters that came out was also great, too.
Oh yeah, I forgot they did that.
So, like, this one is no exception. Like, it looks great, but it also has kind of a, like, would you say it has kind of like a slightly anime mechy kind of vibe to it?
Oh yeah, definitely a bit of an anime vibe for sure in terms of like the art style, and this is kind of a weird thought with the the American comic superheroes, but the voice acting was actually in Japanese.
Yeah, there was no language option for English, was there?
I mean, it is also the demo. I would assume it's
when it comes stateside.
Yeah, it'll come stateside, but yeah, it was just kind of like, oh, that's different. Obviously we don't normally get to hear the dubbing in other countries.
One of our friends joked, our friend, we'll call him for the sake of this conversation, Jay. He's been like kind of like my friend that I've gone to EVO with a bunch, and he was able to make it for the first day, and he was just like, Captain America shouldn't be speaking Japanese. It was in jest, but it still got a chuckle out of me at the time. But yeah, presentation's great. But it's not just the visual art, it's also how they come out on screen.
Yeah.
Like, they literally kind of like walk. It's like the, what do the kids call it? The aura walk?
They have good aura.
Because like, it's just the one by one, they kind of walk through dust and debris, and they kind of assemble together into like a 4v4, and then it has like that Civil War kind of clash to it.
Yeah, the intro was pretty sick.
Yeah.
And like, all the combos.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Amazing combo potential.
Yeah, well, tag fighters are all about, combos, but I will say, like, how do you feel about execution in the game?
I kind of liked it. Like, we did watch the beginner video, and they did have like a little paper in front of us too about the movesets. But honestly, I just kind of push buttons. And I thought, despite me pushing buttons, it was still pretty easy to, do what I wanted to do for the most part. The only reason I had, like, we kind of talked about this, I just, there is one way to briefly switch characters on screen, but other than that, I don't really know how to switch tier 3 and 4 characters just between 1 and 2.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, you are not supposed to be able to just switch to one character after another. You actually have to switch from one character, from your number 1 slot to your number 2 slot. You can't go from 1 to 3. And your 4th character is more or less just an assist, if I'm understanding this correctly.
Yeah, but it was just a short little demo.
Yeah.
So maybe in the future, if we actually get a chance to try it out, like I know the PS5 beta testing is, I think, in September.
I believe so. Yeah, it's coming up very soon.
And I don't have a PS5, so I'm just like, PC test when.
Well, like they very few times do they have beta tests for PC because that's how you get information leaked.
Yeah, all the data miners.
Yeah, data miners will go to town on stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, what are you gonna do?
It was really fun. Like, I would say for me, if I did get the game, I really loved playing as Miss Marvel. She's probably my favorite. Who was your favorite?
That's a tough one because, like, so one of the things I don't really like about tag fighters is I feel like all the characters feel a little samey. Like, obviously they're not identical, but they don't have the huge identity and the huge variety of moves and whatnot that you would see in kind of a 1v1 fighter. And that just could be my own subjective opinion. So I was having a hard time getting a feel for anyone specifically.
Yeah.
But if there is anyone that jumped out to me, it was Doom.
Really?
Doom was but Doom was on the slower side, but he also felt heavy too. So when he came out, he'd hit you with that big Doom backhand, and I was just like, I felt that. That felt good.
I thought you actually did really good as Cap. Like you were hitting me really hard with that.
Yeah, Cap, I did like Cap too. Cap did feel kind of like very like, good, solid, get in there, get out. And of course his shield's great projectile.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and because you were closing in on me as Cap with Miss Marvel, I switched to Iron Man, and I actually kind of liked him too. And he has a lot of good projectiles because duh.
Yeah. Was it what is his name? Is the Proton Beam?
Oh, I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
I'm a fake Marvel fan.
I think it's a repulsor ray or something like that.
Well, the repulsor is his hands.
Okay.
I don't know what his little missiles are called.
And they also had like the arc reactor beam.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like pipe beam, pipe beam.
Yeah. So it was pretty fun.
Yeah, the presentation is top notch. I felt like the combos were a little like, all right, like. It was very visually stunning, and again, I'm not a person who knows, like I don't have any history with Marvel vs. Capcom at all, so I don't know if it was like, oh, this is kind of how the games look, because I was just like, oh, okay, because I felt like I was just like, I'm just mashing a lot of square. That's cool, but maybe that's how those games operate.
Yeah, the only Marvel vs. Capcom I know is Ace Attorney is in there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's in 3. That's right. But if you are a Marvel vs. Capcom fan, Tokon looks like it's very much worth a shot, for sure. I just hope that... I was talking with Your Majesty about this earlier, that Arc Systems has been a little light on single-player stuff for a couple of their games in recent years, and I'm hoping that Tokon does not go that route, because, I enjoy the competition of a fighting game, but I think single-player stuff is a good way to kind of, like, get your feet with the game, get your feet wet, get the systems down, and feel a little more comfortable with the game. So hopefully it has enough of even like a fun story mode, a cool arcade mode, just at the very least something like that to kind of get into it.
Yeah, because a lot of times we do play fighting games with friends, but what about the times where you can't play with friends and you don't want to deal with a bunch of people online? So yeah, I'm also hoping there's going to be a lot of single player content as well. And do you have any other thoughts on Tobin?
Yeah, it's kind of like the gist of it for me right there.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see what's kind of next on the list.
So after Tokon, which took a surprising amount of time because we had 15 minutes on the demo.
Yeah, and we were waiting the whole time.
After that, they had bikes there.
Yeah.
The real one was a real bike. They had Jury's bike from the Street Fighter 6 trailers. It was a Suzuki.
Yeah.
I don't know anything else about the make and the model, but yeah.
Yeah, I know nothing about motorcycles. Like they're cool, and I think it's actually really cool that a real life car company actually collabed and brought this to life.
Right.
But that's as far as my knowledge goes.
Same here, yeah.
It was really cool. Like we had to we got to sit on it, take pictures we technically had to sign a little waiver.
I thought that was funny, but it does make sense because like it was pretty like secure in there, but the one person that manages to knock it over.
Yeah, right. But it was cool, and like I've never really ridden a motorcycle before, so I was kind of like, yeah, I think that's technically the first bike I've ever been on.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not a bad girl. But yeah. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Ooh, sneeze break.
So there was another bike that was just kind of like a how do I put this? Like a model bike?
Yeah, like a display only.
Yeah, because like the jury bike was an actual like motorcycle bike.
Yeah. Oh, also after we did the jury bike, we got a little keychain. It had jury on it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But after that, that was at the Capcom booth. We went over to the Arc Systems booth, and they had Soul Bad Guy's bike.
Yeah.
Which you look at Soul Bad Guy's bike. It's not a real motorcycle. It's very much like
fantasy bike.
Yeah, so it kind of makes sense that they just had kind of a big foam model for it, but still cool looking to see it.
Yeah, we got to take pictures with it. We get a little Guilty Gear pin that's like super cute, acrylic pin.
Well, I feel bad because they also had the Hunter x Hunter demo there.
Oh yeah.
We didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know anything about Hunter x Hunter. I'm like, oh, cool, a game.
It was two parts because like I'm also not familiar with Hunter x Hunter, so like my nephews, they rave about it, and we have a few friends that talk very highly of the series too. But I've never gotten around to it, and it's also a tag fighter, so I'm like, oh man, this is double plus not my thing. So
yeah, you're like, I already had my tag fighter quota.
Yeah, so I was just kind of not really like whoa. So that was all we kind of did at Arc Systems, unfortunately.
Yeah, but that's okay. It was still fun. I still had a good time.
Yeah, but then that kind of brings us to later in the day. We finally got around to Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter!
Her Majesty went to compete in her tournament, and mine was at noon. Hers was at 6. So.
Yeah, so quite a lot of time in between.
And let me tell you, the Street Fighter pools were massive.
Oh yeah, there was a lot, and even before the actual pools, we kind of went to the free play area and just kind of wanted to press some buttons, warm up a bit. So we found some people to, they were pretty chill. We asked like, hey, can we play around against you? There's this one guy in particular. He was obviously like 10 times better than me.
Yeah.
But he was pretty chill about it. So on the off chance this dude sees this, if you remember a dude playing Geef and me playing Cammy, You're a real one. Thanks for the great experience, man.
Yeah, he was super cool. He was super friendly. The other guy later after that, though.
Yeah, there was what's the name you called for them?
Sweat Lord.
So yeah, he was. I felt a little bad. I was like, hey, can we play? And he was like, he said yeah. But then I felt like, oh, I feel like I'm bothering him.
Yeah, he definitely gave the vibes of like, hey, go away now.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but the first guy was super cool. He was super friendly. Yeah, he was just laughing.
Yeah, was he a jury player, I think?
He was jury, yes.
Yeah, I don't remember what the other dude played.
Cammy also.
Oh yeah.
And then he experimented with a little bit of Akuma.
Yeah.
You know why I think he was mad? Or not mad, but like not as friendly? Because you almost beat his Akuma, actually.
I did?
You were doing much better against his Akuma than you were against his Cammy.
Oh.
And he was probably like, oh, I can't believe this noob is beating my new character. Ugh.
Or I mean, considering the demographics of fighting games, I can't believe this girl is beating.
Nah. I mean, well, like there's definitely some of that, but I feel like it's a lot better than it used to be for sure.
Okay, I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I guess this is just me not being as competitive, but I'm like, hey man, if you win, it's like okay, like don't be weird about it.
Yeah, there are some people out there that when they lose, they get real salty about it. Honestly, like our friend Jay. He gets a little salty when he loses sometimes.
I guess. I mean, I will say I am competitive in other areas, but fighting games I'm not. I'm just like, if I win, cool. If not,
Well, think of it like this: you know where you stand with.
Oh yeah, playing the virtual fighter in Street Fighter, I'm like, I'm level rookie. Like I know what I am.
But anyway, after we did a couple, just friendlies, we went to the actual pool.
Yeah, so many people, like you said.
Yeah. And, I'll be honest.
I got bodied.
Yeah.
I got bodied. But
Yeah.
there was it in the losers round that I did pretty good in?
You almost took a round from him in losers.
I almost.
Almost took a round.
Was he a my player?
You had 2 Mai's in a row.
Yeah, oh my goodness. I really want to learn how to play Mai, but playing against her, I'm like, wow, am I bad?
Well, like, to be fair, from what I understand, Mai is fairly strong right now. I heard that she did get a little bit of nerfing. I don't know the specifics of it, but she's still a fairly strong character right now in the meta.
Mm-hmm.
And Cammy's also a strong character too, so
yep.
I don't know, get good?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
But the other cool thing is, like, you went in, you did your best, and so that's all that really matters for it.
Yeah, and it was just kind of doing the experience, and then even just checking in with the ref. I'm just kind of like, ooh, I feel so official.
Right. It was cool.
But yeah, I had obviously I didn't make it out of pools, and I got kicked right to losers, and then kicked right out of that.
Yeah.
But I had a good time, and because I haven't really dabbled much in online play, so besides playing with all of our friends, I don't really get to play with other people, so it was kind of cool to see that too.
Mm-hmm. And who knows, like, Street Fighter 6 will undoubtedly be there next year.
Oh yeah.
So maybe you'll get a chance to play more throughout the year, and like when Street Fighter comes around for EVO, we'll hopefully get to go again, and you'll be a little more ready for it.
Yeah, next year when I go from a rookie rank to bronze rank.
I thought you were going to say rookie to legend. And hang on
No. I know what I am.
Look out, Daikon, or Daigo. Here
yeah, look out. No, actually, as a Cammy player, I gotta be like, look out, Punk, here I come.
Speaking of
Punk.
So they actually have this cool thing where you could actually play against, like, seasoned players there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking, like, big names. Justin Wong had a thing where, you could go against Justin Wong.
Wait, you could?
Yeah, Justin Wong was the first one, actually.
Oh, I totally missed that one.
Yeah, Punk was there for a while, too. When we walked by, Punk had a 13 winning streak.
Mm-hmm. On one hand, it's like, I kind of wanted to face him, because it's like, oh man, there's like one of the best Cammy players, but also I'm just like, I'm too shy.
Personally, I would argue Punk is the best Cammy player, but I could be wrong.
I'm like, I'm shy, and again, the best Cammy player versus newbie rookie Cammy.
Right. I was actually surprised there was quite a line for it too.
I mean, it's Punk.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just wanted to like meet Punk and see him, and how cool is it to say, like, yo, I got to play against Punk?
Yeah, right? Like, hey, man, I lost, but I got to play against him.
Right. And if you, it's like, say, in the unlikely event you took a round, you're like, I took a round from Punk.
Yeah.
And then I got double perfected after that.
Yeah. So maybe in the future, if, kind of seasoned players get to do that stuff again, maybe I'll give it a shot.
I hope they do that again, because I thought that was a cool idea, honestly. I'm not sure how many, like, seasoned people they had there, because, like, there's lots of people they could pull from, like, Cali Power, Clockwork, there's another one that comes to mind. Oh my goodness, if Snake...
Oh, your favorite, yeah.
If Snake Eyes were there, I'd be like, yes, let me play against Snake Eyes Geef. Let me get tossed around.
Oh, yeah, if Snake Eyes ever goes there, then we can play against him. I'd be like, we're gonna line up first thing in the morning.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. Did they have a list of people you could play against for that thing, or?
Kinda, yeah. So the I don't know, the EVO website was kind of weird. So they had the list of all the live streams, and then they also had a separate list of like panels and this and that, and like other events, like the whole Punk thing. Some things were easier to find, some things were actually kind of hard to find.
I noticed that too.
Yeah. So yes-ish.
So, yeah, at least there was something for it. The only thing I will say, because this just occurred to me, so I guess this kind of steps into day 2, but not so much for us, but Punk did not make it into top 8 this year.
Yeah, I was surprised.
It was shocking, because, like, Punk is very strong and very well regarded in Street Fighter, and the fact that he didn't even make top 8 is crazy.
Yeah. And
so, yeah.
Yeah, and then, we'll probably talk more about this on day 3 stuff, but like seeing the top 8 and seeing like some of the players that actually won rounds against Punk. It was just kind of like, ooh, wow.
Yeah. So it does make one wonder. Well, my thought is, so maybe Punk was probably not in top form because he was like doing that little booth thing for a while.
Maybe, or it could just be like, again, like this will be day 3 stuff, but Mickey, holy cow.
Yeah, that's true.
Like a little, like he's like 17 years old and in the top 8. Like good for you, dude. So it's just like the the caliber of players could just be entering a new wave.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a lot of like raw young talent going into the FGC right now, which honestly I think is great. I feel like we need more of that. But I think that's kind of all of like the big stuff from day 1, honestly, that I can think of.
I think so, yeah. And with now that EVO's done, when we have some time, I would like to go and watch some of the streams and panels that we didn't get to go to. Yeah. Like I think this was on day 1. Oh no, maybe it was on day 2. I don't know, the Arsenal Ash panel.
Oh, I'm so sad I missed that.
Yeah, we didn't get to watch that. So we'd like to, watch the live stream. The Betty and Justin Wong match. I would like to watch the whole thing. Because I did see the stream, but I think it was like an hour-long stream.
It's a long stream. I got to watch it.
Oh, you watched it already?
I did watch it. It's pretty good. Like, at first, like, Betty is kind of, like, putting in the work, but then Justin Wong reminds everyone, like, hey, I'm Justin fucking Wong.
Yeah, there's a reason who's been in it for so long.
Exactly. And everyone's like, oh, he's an old man. And it was like, he's still got the sauce.
Yeah, and then, depending, kind of going back to Punk, depending if his pools were streamed or not, like, it would be cool to see his matches.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. His stream has got to be out there somewhere. You definitely can see his pool. So to see the pool that he lost in would be crazy.
Yeah, and also as someone who's Cammy main, kind of study the pros, see what they do.
Honestly, I think that's a great idea. Like, this is kind of like my unsolicited advice from an old head to anyone else who's looking to get into fighting games. Watch the pros. Like, you can learn a lot from just watching high level gameplay. It's probably not a good idea to try and emulate what they do 100%, but like you can definitely pick up tricks, tips, and ideas. Like, one thing that I was watching a Snake Eyes stream some time ago, and I saw Snake Eyes is a big boy grappler player too, and he is like command grabbing people out of a drive rush.
Ooh.
Like, they're coming in at a drive rush, and he just scoops them up in the middle of the rush, and it's like, you can do that. But not only that, like, he has just like amazing reaction ability to be able to do that. So learning stuff like that, seeing them do that, kind of opens your eyes. Like, oh, so this is what high level gameplay looks like. Okay, like maybe that's something I can work towards, or maybe I want to take my own spin on what they do.
Yeah, and kind of going what you were saying about like, oh, don't just imitate. That kind of reminds me of a video I showed you recently.
Ah, yes, the Daigo method.
Yeah, I don't remember the dude's channel. I'll put a thing up here, but basically he's talking about like the Daigo method, and he has this kind of interesting thing about basically you have the people who you can imitate it, just copying the motions without really knowing why, or you have the theorists who really understand like why this is a good move, blah blah blah, and then now you actually have good knowledge of like how to execute it, what it's good for, that kind of stuff. So kind of using that when you watch the pros, be like, oh, okay, so that's why they did that.
Or like even better, like, why did they use that?
Yeah,
well, let's
exactly.
go into like the mechanics of that move. That makes sense there.
Yeah, instead of just especially like for me as a cam, it's like, oh man, let me just spiral arrow, cannon spike, and punch kick.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, why do I want to do those, and when? When is the most important part too.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's kind of like what we got from day 1. It was a little. Day 1 was fun. It was tiring, but it was.
Oh yeah.
Day 1, I think, is the one we were the longest there.
No, day 3.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, day 3 just because of the top 8. But
yeah.
I think day 1 we stayed there till like 10 o'clock.
Easy, yeah.
Yeah.
It was definitely the day we got there the earliest.
So that's where too.
So I think that's my trade-off right there. Day 1 is the one we got there the earliest, and we stayed there pretty long, honestly.
Yeah.
Day 3 is definitely the latest, but we also got there pretty late too.
That's true, yeah. Because day 1 was just kind of, exploring a lot of things, starting to do a little bit of shopping, both for ourselves and as gifts, and then just kind of hanging out, enjoying the sights. So yeah, it was a good first day.
Yeah.
Very, very productive first day.
Yeah, so this is day 1, and we'll give you everyone another video for like what day 2 and day 3 were like in the future.
Yeah. Once we go through all the posts and edits and this and that.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so any other final thoughts for day 1?
Nope, not really.
Okay, and then, for anyone who's watching this, if you got to go to EVO, or, if you were just, like, watching all the different live streams, like, what stuff did you do? What stuff did you really like? What did you watch? Let us know.
Post in the comments, folks.
You got it. But for now, that's a wrap for day 1. So, this is Sylvia Verbena.
And this is Alice Kingston.
Signing off until next time.
Bye, folks.
Bye-bye.